Hello, ever wanted to have a physical button to run a script on your Raspberry Pi? Or maybe you just want some better home automations and an actual physical button to do so rather than having to get your phone out? Well, have I got a video for you. This is the Ikea Trad 3. It has many different buttons, a on-off, brightness, lower, up, left and right. But we don't have to be constrained to those functions. We can just tap into the network, see those buttons being pressed, and make it fire and do anything we like. It's a click, run, whatever video. Let's get to the code. First, we need to add the button to the network. So you go to Zigbee to MQTT, allow devices to join. On the back of the button is a button, and you hold that button, and then it will start searching for a network to join. Zigbee to MQTT will pick it up, do the interview, and it will join your network. And then once it's joined your network, you want to give it a friendly name. So here I've just given it button as a like base topic with button one as the next topic. Not very imaginative, but there we go. And with that, the button's now added to your network. Zigbee to MQTT knows the model from the interview process and gives you a link to the docs. Let me just zoom in here. And from here, we can see there's a whole load of stuff, but the main thing we're interested in. So it looks like when you click the button, there's an action property which is published, and on there we have the values of which button was clicked. So there's 14 different values, which kind of makes sense because there's 4 buttons around the edge and 1 in the middle. There's 3 for each around the edge, that's 12, and then only 2 for the middle. So that's the 14. So for each one around the edge, there's a click, a hold, and a release. And then in the middle, we just have toggle and toggle hold. So these are our main actions, and these are what we're going to see in the code when the button is pressed. Okay, so here we are with my base script. I've imported the library that I wrote in a different video. You can hopefully find a link to it somewhere appearing on the screen now if you're interested in that. But it's the base script that I've been using for all my videos, and also I've got my hacky way of just keeping this script from never ending by just having a while loop that never ends. So first we need to initiate the client. We're doing all my other videos, so do that. Right. I think this needs a false here. This just is whether we're using a local MQTT client or the one that is on my Raspberry Pi, and today we're using one that's actually running. So we're going to click false for local. And now we need to just subscribe to the topic that the button's on. So we get the messages on that topic. So again, there's always your base topic and MQTT /button/1. So here's the name, the friendly name that I gave my button, and this is the base topic for Zigbee to MQTT. This is the default. You can change it, so if you have changed it, you'll need to change it here, but I haven't. I presume most people won't. So this will probably work for you. And then we need to call a callback function when we get a message. So I'm just going to say equals on message, and then up here I'm going to define a message function. I never remember what passes in here. I'm just going to print the message just so we can see it. Okay, so this is the fairly basic start of our script. Initiating the client, subscribing to the topic with the button, and then on the message, we're going to use this callback function to fire this message, and we're just going to fire this function, and we're just going to print the message. So let's give that a go. So over here, I've just already activated the Python environment. So all I need to do is run the code, and we get an error. Client object is not callable. Interesting. Oh, that is not a function, it's just a thing. So let's just run that again. Okay, appears to be working. I'm going to take this button now and I'm just going to press the middle one. There we go. We get some weird object, which is not very helpful. So what we're going to do is get the payload out of this. So payload equals message dot payload code. I'm not going to decode it. This is the same as in all the other ones. Oops. Code CTF8. And then we're gonna, because that is a JSON, so we can just load like this, and we're going to print the data. And something is wrong. Not message, payload. So we're getting the payload, load it as JSON into the data variable, and then just printing the data. And I think we'll print the topic so we can see that rather than that message, because that wasn't really helpful. Okay, press the button. Oh, no, you want the script. Press the button. Bing. So here we can see we've got, there's our action and toggle because I pressed the middle button. Got some battery data. We've got some other data that we're not particularly interested in. So the only thing we're interested in is the action. So action equals data action print action. So I'm now going to not print the data. I'm not so interested in that. And you can see with the topic here being printed, that's quite useful. And I'll tell you what, at the end I'm just going to print a new line. Okay, let's now print that. Let's run that. Press the button. Toggle. I'm now going to hold the button. Here we get a toggle event. Toggle hold. Let it go. I'm going to go for, can you see this? There we go. Bright up, bright down, left, oh right because it's flipped, left, left hold, left release, brightness hop hold, right release. Nice. So that is pretty much it. Oh, I realised now you probably couldn't see it. Oh no, you could. We can now just do easy things like if action equals, let's see, what was it? Toggle. Print light off. If action equals, what was it? Left arrow or something. Left arrow, left click. Run my very important script. If action equals, so what I use this for, I've got various scenes set up, and depending actually on the time of day, so like if you hold the button down in the evening, it will turn the house into nighttime mode. If you hold the button down in the morning, it will open up the blinds and get everything to morning mode. So we could have like run scene nighttime. Obviously this, I'm just going to print the statements, but you get the idea. Like if you've got your functions set up and your system set up in a way you can call and bring in your lights and stuff into these functions and run the automations from there. But for now, we're just going to print. So let's rerun this script. Let me scroll down to see what's going on. So if I press toggle now, turn that off. Oh, hang on. It's print line anymore. Light off. If I go left arrow click, run my very important script, right arrow hold, run scene nighttime. Interesting, like you always get, although there's like 14 events, 2 are like linked, because you're never going to be able to get the release event without the hold event beforehand. And the same with the toggle hold. It's kind of cheating when I say there's 14 different events. But that's basically it. Okay, so there we go. Code done, job done. Fairly easy and quick, I think. I've left it fairly open to what you want to do with the button. I've left it fairly open to what you want to do when the buttons actually get pressed. So it'd be quite interesting to see what people do. So please comment below to say how you're using it, and maybe if there's anything you want me to explore in the next video, that would be also cool to hear as well. See you next time.